This is Stephanie. I hope you can hear me. I love this red background back here. It's pretty cool. I'm in Tusum Coffee in Shanghai, which is apparently a Korean coffee shop, and they have really big tables to work at. So I've brought my flashcards with me, and I am ready to get some more key inside my brain. But I had an interesting conversation this morning that I wanted to share with you. I hope this glare isn't too crazy. Should I do it like this? Hi. Hi. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to hold this without blocking the sound. There we go. So I had an interesting conversation this morning, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts about it. It was about a number of things, but the main thing I want to share with you is about my language learning and about what I think is one of the biggest deterrents for me in progressing. And I'm not just talking about Chinese, but Chinese is of course included because it is the current language that I am trying to learn. So I think, as you can see from my restlessness with my hands as I'm talking to you, my biggest obstacle is boredom and not getting what I want immediately. And this is super apparent because once I realized I really want to read the language and I really want to read newspapers in the language, I keep hitting walls of most of the textbooks not teaching this way for obvious reasons. A lot of people want functional language that they can use around them when they visit or live in China or any country that speaks where a lot of people speak Chinese. A lot of people want to learn the grammar. They want to explicitly learn the grammar before they speak. A lot of it's speaking. I've talked about this before. Speaking is the main focus for most folks that want to learn any language, and especially Chinese, because reading is so hard. So there's a lot of different resource obstacles I've had. There's a lot of different teaching methodology obstacles I've had on people want to teach the way they know. They want to teach the functional stuff because most people want that when they're starting to learn the language. So I've had a lot of different obstacles, and these do, I admit, sound like excuses and why I haven't gotten more literate. I don't want to say more fluent because I am focusing on reading. So let's be honest. I'm not going to sit here in 2 months' time and be able to talk at you in Chinese. That's not my goal. It might happen eventually, but I want to go through the hanzi characters. I want to go through the written language to get to whatever level of Chinese I end up at whenever I feel like I'm quote-unquote done, if that even exists. So I've got resource obstacles, I've got teaching methodology obstacles, I've got my own stubbornness and life stuff happening, which is like work and travel and all kinds of stuff happening. So yeah, but the biggest thing I think is my restlessness. Honestly, is my restlessness in sorting through all of this and going forward anyway. Now I'm still here after months and months and months of spinning my wheels and falling off of studying and coming back. But it is frustrating to, like, I had a long conversation this morning with a friend of mine, and she's like, well, why can't you find a tutor or a teacher that does this? It sounds pretty easy what you're asking. I don't know. Well, I do know. I think people are stuck in the way that they learn how to do things, and it's harder to do something different. It takes more time, it takes more energy, and it takes creating more lessons or resources or whatever. I agree with my friend when she said that actually sounds like reading lessons, just pulling out a newspaper and just getting what you can from it. That sounds like an easy lesson to prepare for if you even need to prepare at all, if the teachers or tutors need to prepare at all, and I agree. But I also taught for like 15 years, so I can pull out a lesson out of nowhere easily. So that's not hard for me, but I can't do it for myself in the new language. Although I guess in some ways I kind of am. So I'm back at just doing a vocab dump for a few weeks, getting word confidence that hopefully leads to space confidence that hopefully leads me to the next time I touch an actual physical newspaper, I'll be able to spot more. So there's that hope. But my restlessness with wanting the end goal now and not being patient with the process that goes along with that, and the immense learning curve with the Chinese written language is strong. It's really, really, really strong. So I wanted to document that, because once I get past this, and I understand it's not going to be one simple and I'm there, but once I get past this, I want to see the obstacles, because like I said, a long-term goal of mine that I hope isn't too far in the future is to create resources to help other people so that they can skip some of these obstacles. You're never going to skip every obstacle, because learning language is hard and the struggle is part of the learning. But if I can help in any way, shape, or form to make the obstacles less annoying, that is a long-term goal of mine. Alright, so that's all for now, and yeah, that's the end.